Hey everyone, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I am McKinley412, and today we're going to be looking at the early slate on DraftKings. The 6-game slate starting at 4:10 Eastern here. I see that there's a 2-game brunch time slate that DraftKings has kind of put out there, but this one's strictly for the 6-game late afternoon slate. We're going to have a separate video out for the main slate happening later today, so make sure to check that video out as well. That's going to be uploaded later on in the day. But for now, this one right here, no crazy weather concerns that we have to be paying attention to. But as always, the weather is constantly changing throughout the day. And these past couple of days have been enough proof where I think, we really need to take it seriously now. All the pop-up storms that have been happening, the delays, the postponements. So make sure you're paying attention to the weather as you're doing your research and right up until lock and even after lock. Thankfully for this one, though, all the games are starting roughly at the exact same time, so we don't have to be paying too much attention after that. But let's just dive right in here. DARVISH right up at the top, 10.4K. He's clearly the top pitcher on the slate. We know what his ceiling can be with his strikeout potential. I get the Slate's ballpark downgrade going into Philadelphia compared to San Diego. But I like the matchup here. He's a 31% strikeout rate on the season overall, but he's going to be facing a Phillies lineup that is full of right-handed bats, maybe 6, possibly 7 right-handed bats in that lineup. And against right-handed bats, DARVISH's strikeout percentage jumps up to 34%. So I think he's going to be in a great spot here. He's clearly the top option on the slate, and somebody that you're definitely going to be wanting to lock into your cash games here. Alzolay, I don't have too much interest in him here. He's in bad form, number one. He's in bad form. Number two, he's going to Cincinnati and facing a Reds team that is one of the best home offenses in the league. His walk rate is up. His home run rate is up. You can see here he's back-to-back 2 home run games. So I don't like the matchup at all. I don't like the form that he's in. I do not like the price that he is at, being nearly 10K. Just no interest here. If I'm going to be paying up for like an SP2 outside of DARVISH, I'm going to be going to Tower MAHLE here for Cincinnati. MAHLE is going to go up against this Cubs team that we know strikes out a lot. They actually are the #1 strikeout team in the league against right-handed pitching over the past month. So, we kind of saw it against Sonny Gray on Friday night. They struck out 8 times in 5 innings. So MAHLE, he's a 30% strikeout rate pitcher. Chicago strikes out at right around a 30% strikeout rate as well as an entire team. So I think, even with the small ballpark and the field factor, I don't have too many concerns about MAHLE here in this matchup. I think he's another great cash play. Alcantara, if you're paying up this much, just go up to MAHLE. GPP in a multi-entry GPP at best there. EFLIN, he's kind of coming back from injury. He was having some body aches, some congestion, wasn't feeling all too well, so they gave him some extra rest. So he should be good to go. But as always, when you got pitchers returning from injury, I always have a little hesitation plugging them into my lineup just because you don't know how deep or they're going to go. We don't know if they have a full leash or not. So who knows? He's in a tough matchup as well. You can kind of see he doesn't go really high into his pitch counts anyways. So I'm going to be fading EFLIN here for those reasons. LAUER from Milwaukee had a stud game. Mega Roller was all over him in the Discord last time out. So LAUER, 27 points last time out against Colorado. Going up against the Pittsburgh team here, who is one of the worst teams against left-handed pitching in the entire league. They rank second last to third last in almost all the metrics, except for strikeouts. They oddly do not strike out as a team very much. So don't be expecting a large strikeout game from LAUER here, but Going up against bad offense, he's got a nice price comparatively. I don't think there's too much of a pricing issue once again on the slate. But if you're looking to pay down a little bit, I think Lauer could be a fine play here. Danny Duffy, I'm just going to go through all of them. I mean, we're already over halfway. Why not? Danny Duffy, left-handed pitcher. He's kind of stands out with the strikeout rate down here. He's at a 27.9 strikeout rate. Going up against Minnesota, and a Minnesota lineup that is full of righties. So that is slightly concerning, being a left-handed pitcher, because the majority of Duffy's splits, like he has some pretty extreme splits, especially in like strikeouts and all that stuff, from lefties and right-handed bats. So right-handed bats obviously hit him better. So I do have some pause going to Duffy here, but if this is where you land, I'm not going to say it's a terrible play at all. You know, we know that Minnesota can struggle, but Minnesota at the same time can hit left-handed pitching very hard with all those righties in the lineup. Keuchel, he doesn't strike out anybody. It's just amazing how little he strikes people out. On the season, he's at 14%. Obviously, his strikeout rate has gone up in his recent games here, but he does walk a lot of guys, and his batting average, when players hit, his expected batting average is over 300. So that is a little concerning. Detroit, a team that we've been picking on a lot. I mean, the industry has been picking on a lot with pitchers, but in all honesty, if you look at the numbers and you look at the stats, they actually haven't been that bad of an offense lately. So I think, real quick, Keuchel does have reverse splits here, but you definitely need to be not so comfortable just playing a pitcher against Detroit now. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Their offense is not as bad as it seems to have been. You played them earlier in the month, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 13 points. Not really breaking the bank, or not really cutting it for me, in my opinion. So Skubal on the other side, I think I like him a little bit better than Keuchel, if not a lot better, just because of his strikeout upside. His strikeout rate over the past 2 months has been 33%. He's been striking out a lot of hitters, and he's going up against Chicago. And we know that earlier on in the season, if you saw a left-handed pitcher going up against Chicago, you were stacking. I keep saying Colorado. You were stacking Chicago hands down, and you were making a lot of money. But they've really, really cooled off against left-handed pitching. I don't know. Something happened. May clicked, and they just can't hit left-handed pitching anymore. So we're looking at a very cheap pitcher here, going up against a team that is struggling to hit the ball against left-handed pitching, and who has a strikeout rate over 33% in the past 2 months. The walks are a slight concern, but you can see he's going deep into games. His strikeouts are there. He's got a nice ceiling, 6.4K. I think he can make a fine play for you down at this price range. Ponce, I don't think he's pitching. I haven't seen anything that's confirming he's starting. Same with Jax here. The other confirmation we have is MAHLE for Atlanta. Lights out in his last start. This guy is a top 5 prospect for Atlanta. They got really high hopes for him. So if you even want to go cheaper than Skubal, MAHLE, fine GPP play. I'm not going to be trusting these guys for cash, but he's got a nice matchup going up against Miami. So that really just went through every single pitcher. So let's turn to the bats. Nobody that I'm truly absolutely in love with. You know, this has happened a couple of times this season where nobody is drastically standing out. I'm not going to fudge the numbers and make things up and get super excited about a team when it's really not there. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. But obviously the one team that does stand out to me is probably your best play is Cincinnati. I love Cincinnati. I love Cincinnati at home. And they're going up against Alzolay, who is really, really struggling as of late. We kind of pointed it out. He's letting up all these home runs. He's walking a lot of guys. His walk rate is up. His strikeout rate's down. His home run rate's up. Everything is going in the wrong direction for him. So Cincinnati, I think, is going to be in a great matchup here. The bats I'm going to be targeting: Winker, Castellanos, Votto, and the last guy is Naquin. These would be the four. Kind of stinks to fill up all your outfield with one team. I completely understand if you don't want to do that. But Votto, he's hitting over 400 against right-handed pitching in the past month. Naquin is actually hitting 414 against left-handed pitch or right-handed pitching in the past month. So both of them have just been smashing the ball. And we all know what Winker and Castellanos can do. So if I was going to do a Cincinnati stack, these are the four guys that I would be looking at. They're not going to absolutely blow your salary away. You throw in Darvish. You might have to go a little bit cheaper for pitchers here. So if you went down to Skubal at 6'4", you're looking at 3.7 remaining. You're probably not going to be getting a guy like MAHLE in there. 2.9. It's going to be real tough. You'd seriously have to maybe get like a min-price punt. And even if you do that, I'm clicking a guy. I'm not saying Leon's great. Just picking a guy. You're looking at 3.2. So, it's possible, but it's probably not optimal for you there. But yeah, so Cincinnati, clear cut, my favorite stack. But, San Diego, we all know the power that they can have in their left-handed bats with like Cronenworth and Grisham, and even just Tatis. I know he's a right-handed bat, but Tatis and his ability going up against EFLIN. Milwaukee, I don't know who the starting pitcher for Pittsburgh is yet, but Milwaukee can definitely be in play. However, Pittsburgh's bullpen, not too shabby. For such a bad team, not too shabby of a bullpen. Let's see, just going game by game. Pittsburgh, don't have any interest in the Philadelphia bats. Miami can make a GPP play going against MAHLE. I don't know how deep into the game he's going to get, but like I said, he's a top prospect for Atlanta. He's got some serious stuff. So Atlanta going up against Alcantara, I think is fine. No on the Cubs bats. This is I just don't. I can't get excited about really anything here. Maybe Kansas City. Going up against the Minnesota bullpen. Minnesota bullpen that is bottom 3 in ERA, bottom 3 in home runs allowed, in that they allow a lot of home runs, and they're bottom 5 in strikeout percentage. I got the notes down here. Bottom 5 in strikeout percentage. So if I was to do a Kansas City stack, I think they might be one of my top 3 bats here. Kind of talking myself into them as I go. I'd probably be going the same guys as I have. Perez, Santana. Soler's always a great, value play at 3.5. Obviously, he struggles against right-handed pitching, but who knows? It probably could be a bullpen game for Minnesota here. Yeah. Taylor. This guy is hitting very, very well here lately. Only 2.3K. We've been playing him a lot here at FSI, and he's been doing very well for us. 1431. Last I checked his game tonight, he had 7 last time I checked, and they were still only like the 4th inning. So he's been hitting the ball very well. Super cheap value for you if you want to get in those top 2 pitchers of DARVISH and MAHLE for you. So that kind of covers everything. I'm not too excited about the bats here today, to be completely honest with you. Cincinnati, though, top play for me. Kansas City, I kind of talked myself into there. San Diego, as always. Even Detroit can be interesting, just going up against Keuchel, who does not strike anybody out and who has a high expected batting average against. So maybe Detroit is a nice YOLO play for you there. DARVISH, MAHLE, my favorite 2 pitchers. Skubal, nice value play for you. Lauer, maybe Duffy, and maybe LAUER as well. So that kind of wraps things up. Make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, comment down below. And also go ahead and check out that other video that we have from the main slate that Mega Roller is going to be doing. So as always, good luck in your contest, and we will see you guys in the next video.